Hi everyone, my name is Make. Alright, I've been exercising consistently for about 6 months, and I have been sharing my journey and the things that I'm learning along the way here on the socials. And I think it is encouraging some people, it is encouraging a lot of people. I'm getting a lot of questions, a lot of celebratory messages, encouraging messages, and a lot of people now are inspired to start exercising, to start eating healthier. Okay, so I just thought if I show up here and show you that every single day, if you honor that first appointment of the day, even for 15 minutes, it makes a difference. It makes a big difference. So we're just going to warm up first. The stepper is quite tense initially, and it will begin to heat up. The hydraulic will begin to heat up, and then we'll be able to pick up our pace. So I've been getting a lot of questions in my DMs and sometimes in my comments of the posts that I make here on socials across multiple social media platforms, and I have tried to address these questions that they have the best way I could by sharing glimpses of what the nutritional aspect of my journey looks like. I have tried. So I feel like some of the things perhaps I did not explain very well. So I keep getting requests to explain more. What do I mean by a low carbohydrate diet? I hate using the word diet because diet implies that it is a temporary thing. Okay, but nonetheless, I'll use it for the purpose of explaining what my eating habits have now become, the lifestyle changes that I have had to make. And in order for me to not get back to the point where I was, I have to maintain this lifestyle, this new lifestyle that I have decided to employ. So I'm gonna try again to explain what do I mean when I say I'm on a low carbohydrate diet. What that means is carbohydrates, and before I even say anything, I just want to note a few things. Please, I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not a medical professional, I'm not a trainer. I am just here sharing my journey, the things that I'm doing and the things that are working for me. So I'm just merely answering questions that some of you may have. I'm not saying that this may be the answer for everybody. That's why I always encourage you to please consult a healthcare provider, consult a nutritionist. I'm gonna pick up the pace. Please keep it going while you're listening to the things that I'm saying. Okay, we are working out, we have 15 minutes. That's why I always say to you or encourage you, especially if you are dependent on medication or you have certain health conditions, please make sure you do consult a healthcare provider. Anything that you do under the supervision of your nutritionist or your healthcare provider, your doctors, your nurses, all those sort of people. Okay, and this, I'm not gonna stand here and tell you that this is the holy grail of weight loss. I'm just merely sharing what I'm doing, what is working for me, and answering some of the questions that you guys may have because you're curious about the sort of lifestyle that I have now. So going back to what a low carbohydrate is, so basically carbohydrates is starch. Starch is glucose. Glucose is sugar. So in a nutshell, carbohydrate is sugar. So when I say I'm lowering my carbohydrate, I mean I'm lowering my sugar. Okay? Why am I lowering my sugar? The body, our bodies, use sugar as the primary source of fuel. For the bodily functions to take place, how our organs operate, everything. That energy is gotten or used by the body from sugar. And if you take too much sugar, all right, even now, this activity that we are doing right now, your body will use the sugar that you are eating, okay, to convert that energy and burn it out and use it up as you're doing physical activity, and also for all the bodily processes that are happening in your body right now. And it will use up some of the sugar that you're putting into your system. And if that sugar is excessive, what will happen is all that sugar that was not used up will then go into your body and get stored as fat. And then you begin to gain weight. Okay? So that's my understanding. Carbohydrate is starch. Starch is glucose. Glucose is sugar. Carbohydrate is sugar. All right? Now, what I have done is that if I lowered my sugar, all right, which is usually the source of fuel for my body, for all my everyday activities, physical activities, and for my bodily processes, okay? If I reduced that sugar quantity that I consume daily to just beneath or below 50 grams, then the body does not have enough sugar to use as fuel. So what it will do is that it has to adapt. It will have to now go and seek out an alternative source of energy, which is the fat that was stored in my body. Because I'm no longer giving it the fuel that it's used to, which is sugar, it will now have to seek an alternative source of energy, which is the fat on my body. Let's pick up our dumbbells. Let's go. We are working out. Don't stop. Work out while listening. Okay? So the body, my left foot is leading. Let's move it. Move. Move. Let's work our arms. So the body will now use the fat that was stored in my body as an alternative source of energy. And that's how I lost the weight. Now, why I avoided using the word sugar from the get-go is because sometimes words can be misleading. Because you know what something is called, you think you know what it is. Because the minute you say sugar, people, I just changed my foot, the right one is leading. People think when you say sugar, they associate sugar with soda, candy, cakes, biscuits, that sort of a thing. Okay? Sugar, even some of the food that you're eating contains a lot of sugar. If you eat it excessively, you have too much excessive sugar consumption. Some of the vegetables have too much sugar. All right? So what I'm saying is, you have to start doing research and making a list and reading your food labels such that, that's what I did. I'm not saying that's what you should do. What I'm saying is, I began doing research, reading food labels, and whatever I do, I make sure that I stay consuming under 50 grams of sugar a day. Okay? That's basically what I'm doing. For example, I started eating a lot of green vegetables. They are very low in carbohydrates, very rich and full of vitamins, minerals, and so forth. So by removing vegetables such as potatoes and grains like pasta, bread, all those things, they do have minerals, vitamins, but there are also other alternative vegetables that I could eat that could supply me with the same amount of nutrients, except that they are low in sugar. That's what happened. Green vegetables, I mean cucumber, cabbage, asparagus, Brussels sprouts, spinach, they're endless. Bell peppers, they're endless. Okay? Those are the vegetables. Broccoli, it's one of my favorites. Very low in carbs, very low in sugar. That's why I avoid using the word sugar, because people don't think there are vegetables that are high or fruits that are high in sugar, except for candy and sodas and cakes and biscuits. All right, move. So basically that is the essence. Now, when you are making your food, you have to be very careful. For example, if you love cream spinach, let's work our next section. If you love cream spinach, spinach is very low in sugar, full, packed with minerals, nutrients. So that's an ideal vegetable. If I'm going to make cream spinach, I have to be careful now. When I'm making my cream spinach, by adding things like flour, things like a packet of some whatever, cream of mushroom, of whatever packet that I'll be using, I need to read the labels. And if the flour and the sauces that I'm adding to my spinach, which does not have, is low in sugar, and then you go and take food, something, sauces, spices, flour, which contains sugar, and then throw it into the spinach, you're not doing any, you're not gonna get anywhere. You're not gonna reduce the amount of sugar that you take. So read your food labels. So instead, you can use your mushrooms. Mushrooms are also packed with nutrients and are low in sugar. Put your onions, be careful with onions. They tend to have quite a high number of sugar in comparison to other vegetables. So you use it in moderation. Put fresh cream, which is low in sugar, which is low in carbohydrates. That is okay, can go in there. Then you can put some grated cheese, hard cheese, not processed cheese, low in sugar, low in carbohydrates. You put it in there, and voila, instead of flour, instead of all these soup packets, you have a cream spinach with your spinach and mushroom, and you use cheese and cream instead. Then you have a cream spinach that is low in sugar. In essence, that's what I'm doing. And now, in conclusion, to maintain the weight, depending on the activities that you do daily, I'm gradually increasing carbohydrates to no longer, because I'm no longer intending to lose weight. I want to maintain it. So I'm gradually reintroducing carbs to about 80 to 100 grams per day, but from vegetables, whole grains, instead of things like cakes and chocolates and biscuits. I can treat myself sometimes, but it's not a regular thing. Okay? step, sprint, sprint, sprint. Call it a day.